Hello, everyone, and welcome to this week's episode of The Best and Worst of Walt Disney World. I'm your host, Pete Werner, joined this week by Mr. Steve Porter.
Hello.
And back in the production nook, our producer, Oliver
Hello.
Green.
I am here as well.
So our topic this week for The Best and Worst will be our 5 best tips for saving money on your next Disney vacation, something everyone likes to talk about. Now, most of these, if you're a veteran, you know most of these. So this is really aimed more at the folks who are relatively new to planning Disney vacations. The ones who have been doing this for a while, they've found a lot of these tips. But these are the ones that when I get asked, how can I save money on my vacation? My first response is usually, you know what, not for nothing, I have a website. So just go there. But if I'm in a good mood, these are some of the ones that I'll suggest to people. Some of them I've mentioned before. Some of them, we were sitting down crunching some numbers, and
there's some big savings.
Some on 4 of the 5. Just if you used 4 of these 5 tips, save at least $600 on your vacation. So that's not
significant.
That's not insignificant, or as Steve said, it's significant.
That's correct, right?
It is.
Oh.
Yes. No, you're right.
Oh, okay. I thought you were correcting my grammar.
No, we were just saying the same thing, just in a different way.
Ways.
All right. So, number one thing that I think is just a no-brainer everybody's got a Target near their house, but did you know that you can purchase Disney gift cards at Target? And if you are using a Target Red card, either a debit or a credit card, you'll just get 5% off that gift card. So a $100 gift card is $95. So right then and there. And those gift cards can be used for anything at Disney. They can be used to pay for your hotel room. They can be used to pay for your cruise. They can be used to pay for an Adventures by Disney trip. They can be used on food, merchandise, anything at all. So it's an immediate savings of 5%. And if you don't want to, do the credit card, go the credit card routine, very easy to open up a Red Card debit account at Target. Just go to their customer service desk with your with a voided check and fill out the paperwork. And within a couple weeks at the most, you'll get your Target debit card. And it acts just like your bank debit card would work. Money comes right out of your account. And what a lot of people do is they will start doing this, months before their trip. They'll just start accumulating them.
Mm-hmm.
It's a great way to kind of save up for your trip, and so that you're not getting that hit all at once. And one of our other tips kind of addresses that as well, because that's sometimes that's the hard part, is that you have the money for it, but comes time to travel, you get home from vacation and you just spent that $2,000 or $3,000 all at once. So kind of, getting the gift cards ahead of time and
spreading the savings out a little
spreading
bit.
it out. Exactly. Spreading the cost.
The cost out, excuse me, yeah.
So the Target debit card, either the Target Red cards, the credit or the debit, can be used to save 5% on gift cards.
Should we do how we broke it down on the
Go ahead.
savings? So we did a 5-day ticket, staying at Pop Century, so a value resort, because this is supposed to be money saving.
And this is for a family of 4, 2 adults, 1 child under the age of 10, 1 child over the age of 10.
Correct. We just picked a random week in March, so March 11th through the 16th. So that's a 5-day ticket. And the total savings was $108 just by using the
Target Red card.
Yep. So that's significant. I think that's well worth spending the time.
And that's going to be Steve's new word. It's going to trend. It's very significant.
Very significant.
Very significant.
We're just going to get a T-shirt with Steve's face and it would just say significant underneath.
Very significant.
An amazing experience.
Amazing experience. An amazingly significant experience. So that's number 1. Number 2 is something a lot of people have always done, bringing their own soda and snacks / bottled water into the parks.
This one blew me away because when he mentioned it, I was like, well, whatever. Soda's $3, whatever. Or water's $3. The numbers on this was like, wow.
But what a lot of people may not know is that Amazon Prime, as part of Amazon Prime, you have Amazon Now, which is grocery delivery, and they will deliver to the Disney parks. So if you're an Amazon Prime member, even if you're not, the savings just on this alone more than pay for Amazon Prime because it's $99 a year. But for a family of 4, assuming 4 bottles of water a day, for a family of 4, what were the savings, Steve?
Savings were
That was me. Yeah, that was me working that one out. But for the based on a family of 4 drinking 4 sodas each every day on water, you will save. So this is the exact same thing you'd get in the park. You would save $224 if you were to buy it through Amazon Prime now.
And we just did the calculations on water. Now, imagine if you...
I did soda too.
Well, or soda, but I mean also imagine things like snacks and
Yeah.
spreading out. Maybe you get a lighter meal and you save some money that way. So I feel like this is like potential to save hundreds and hundreds of dollars.
Yeah,
Exactly.
On the soda front, it's very similar. You save $212, and that's based on cans of soda instead. So
Wait, I just want to make sure that we have this right, and maybe I'm wrong. But you said that they could deliver to the parks. Do you mean
No, deliver to the resorts.
Yeah, okay.
Resorts.
and
I'm
again,
sorry.
just that delivery it's not even just same day. It's 2 hours. So Prime Now is a 2-hour window they will deliver in. So it's
Correct.
It's very, very good. So it's not going to be an inconvenience for you waiting for it to come. So it's an amazing service.
It is. And I'm a huge Amazon Prime fan. I buy a lot of stuff on Amazon. Just the 2-day delivery, and sometimes the same day delivery on stuff that's not Prime Now. So I'm a big fan of Amazon Prime.
Well, I don't know. Did you already mention how it basically would pay for itself?
Well, just on the water alone, it pays for itself, and then it still saves you $100.
Yeah, exactly.
So, but bring in your own water and snacks. A lot of people do this. As a matter of fact, my family's in town right now, and my niece, she's got 2 kids, and her husband, and she packed an extra suitcase full of snacks and things for in the park because, you got to save the money. If you don't want to be bothered with the suitcase and the extra charges with the airline, this is a great way to do it.
Just want to point out as well, before we move on from this topic, I know because we're addressing, these are rookie mistakes. So these are people that maybe have only been a few times, or this is their first
That's
trip.
the next one.
So
The next show is Rookie Mistakes. This is money-saving tips.
Money-saving tips. But again, if you've never been before to the Walt Disney World Resort, and your knowledge of theme parks is just from local theme parks or even just from somewhere like Universal Studios, the idea is when you go to a theme park, you don't carry as much with you as possible because you have to put it in a locker. Disney is different. Disney will let you take backpacks on every single attraction. So carrying a backpack with you with a few extra items in it isn't going to be an inconvenience for you at all. And if you've got children and you have a stroller, it's even easier. You can just slide it underneath. It's not a problem at all at Disney. So,
All right. Number 3 is basically asking a question. A lot of people buy the park hopper passes, but asking the question, do you need it? For a family of 4, the difference for a 5-day ticket with and without park hoppers,
It was $276.
$276 if you don't want to, if you can give up park hopping. And, really and truly, how important? I realize for some people, especially if you've been here before, that park hopping is kind of a given.
I mean, if it's your vacation style and you've come here so many times that you like to park hop, then maybe that cost is not something that you're willing to give up. But I think for most people, especially first timers, you are going to want to you're going to want to give each park its own day anyways. So the idea of jumping around from park to park becomes, it's not really that important.
Well, especially when you can save, a considerable amount of money.
Yeah.
Because, they went to this a la carte system with tickets a few years back where, here's your base ticket. And then if you want this, it's going to cost this. If you want the water parks, it's going to cost this. And so, it does beg the question, how important is park hopping?
Yeah,
now, if it is important, you can save it on water. But
I'm certain that there are people on a Disney vacation right now that are paying for the park hopper ticket and not taking advantage of it at all. You know what I mean? And they're just losing out on all that money because they're just, they're not taking advantage of that amenity or special benefit of being able to park hop. So yeah, like we said, does it really matter to you? And if you plan out your vacation, which is another important part of, planning a Disney vacation, if you plan it all out and you realize, hey, we really don't need to go to the Magic Kingdom in the morning and then jump over to Epcot and then jump over, then, that's a significant savings. There's another significant for you. Maybe we should have a calculator down here.
I want that to trend on Twitter. I want everybody to tweet at Steve, #significant.
I can't stop. Sometimes words just get in my head. I don't know.
The best part is this is pre-recorded, so in a couple of days' time, it'd be like, what? When all these people just...
So the fourth one, and this one I think really, I don't know how many people really know this. I don't know how out there this information really is. But at Disney Springs recently, a new store opened up called Uniqlo. And I was surprised when I went in there at the sheer tonnage of great Disney T-shirts that they had. Disney has given them a license to print these shirts, so they're doing it with Disney's blessing. These are not knockoffs. They're really nice T-shirts. They're not T-shirts you're going to find in the parks or at the World of Disney. They're unique to Uniqlo. And they are how much, Steve?
Oliver found the number on this. He said they're $14 or $15. I think it's $14.95 to be exact. As compared to, I just looked up online that about the average price of an in-park shirt is $25.
At least, yeah.
At least. So $10 a shirt times a family of 4 times how many shirts you buy for your family.
And I tell you, just in general, I was really impressed with this store to begin with.
Yeah, I'm wearing Uniqlo right now. This shirt is unique. I mean, it's not Disney.
Who are you wearing, Steve? I'm wearing Uniqlo.
This is also Uniqlo right now. This grey shirt. So I would go as far as to say, I will hand on heart put it out there. The quality of the shirts, the Disney shirts in Uniqlo, are better than any of the Hanes Disney ones. Disney uses Hanes to print some of their shirts, and they use another brand. I think it's Fruit of the Loom. I might be wrong. The Hanes ones, I always find aren't that good at all.
Yeah,
and
I agree.
It's the quality of the fabric and the print is much better than the Hanes ones. So, and it's it's a fraction of the price. So
it is, and I was I'm not somebody to discount clothes shop. And that sounds awful, but it's true. I used to, but not anymore. When I went in there with the guys a few months back, I was blown away. I was blown away not just at the selection of shirts, Disney shirts they had, the quality of them. I mean, you could feel that fabric. I mean, I'm like, okay, this is a nice shirt. And they had some really cool designs and stuff we hadn't seen before. Especially if you're a Star Wars fan, they just had a line of Star Wars shirts that were killer. So this is a great place to go if you want to get Disney T-shirts and save some money. But you also had a suggestion about doing some of this in advance.
Yeah, you could. I mean, you could buy a Disney shirt online, even the ones that you can find in the parks, even the ones that are $25. And if you buy them a month before you go or 2 months before you go, you can kind of spread out the cost of your vacation. So instead of seeing that, bill at the end of the month that's, $2,000 or $3,000, you can save, not that you're saving, but you're just kind of pushing that cost to a different bill cycle for you. So, buying them before you go, wearing them a couple times so that maybe they're not as stiff and more comfortable.
That's, I think personally, about that tip there, that's the best thing. Because if you're on vacation and you buy a T-shirt, Florida's hot, you're going to sweat. So if you want to wear it, you're going to smell that dressing that they put in the shirt to keep it looking nice. If you order it before you go, you can wash it and, wear it and get that out before you
I think a lot of people want to wash their shirts before they wear them.
Yeah.
So, and especially, I just got one from the Toothsome Chocolate Factory over at Universal. And it's a beautiful shirt, but it's got to be washed. Boy, whatever they put on that, it's like I can't go around with. There's no cologne I own that would overpower or mask that smell. So, All right, number 5 on our list, and this is one that I use religiously. One of the biggest expenses of going on vacation in Disney World is airfare. And I am a huge fan of Kayak.com. That's Kayak.com. It will search the current prices from most of the major airlines. I know the one that they don't do is Southwest, but everything from all the majors like American and Delta, Continental, but also like Frontier, Alaska Airlines, JetBlue are all on there. And it will give you all these different options for your airfares and show you what the cheapest ones are. But it not only does that, but it also, on most flights, it depends. Now, it doesn't do it on all of them, but on most flights, you're going to get in the upper left-hand corner of the screen, after it does your search, a flight predictor tool. And that's going to tell you whether or not you should buy that ticket now or if you should wait, because they predict the price is going to go down, because they're always following the trends and keeping track of what these, what they normally do. And I have to tell you, Kayak has saved me so much money. It has saved me so much money. And I use it all the time. And I've been using it for years, and it's been a reliable tool for me. And so I know I've mentioned this on the show numerous times. I don't think it can be said enough. It is a great tool for helping you save money on airfare, because that's a big cost.
I'll just add on, kind of piggyback on that, is with Southwest, so one of the flights or one of the airlines that aren't on that site, with Southwest, if you book your travel or you book your flight, let's say 4 months in advance, 5 months in advance, and the price for your flight is $200. I'm just throwing out numbers here. And then it goes down to $175. You won't get a refund on that $25, but they will credit you that $25 to your next flight. So it isn't a money saving. Well, it is, because you will save in the long term, because on your next flight, it's going to be $25 less. So that's another little tip.
But you were also talking about a website that you like called Hipmunk.
Yeah, Hipmunk is another great one. It is not the most efficient means of travel, but it will find you the cheapest way to get from one airport to the other. That means you could have 5 different layovers on different, airlines, and
well, I think that's extreme. I think.
I'm literally, though, I have seen it on this site where they have a bunch of different. You will go on a bunch of different airlines. 5 is being dramatic, but you are not necessarily going to have 2 of the same flight from the same airline, or 3. You might have 3.
So you may go from, let's say you're starting in Cincinnati and coming to Orlando. You may fly out to Kansas City on Delta, have a layover, and fly to Orlando on JetBlue.
Yep.
Or what? But it looks at all the airlines and figures out what the cheapest combination of flights are to get you from point A to point B, and that's hipmunk.com. And another website I like is airfarewatchdog.com. You can sign up for alerts. So if you can say that show me any alerts that come up for Cincinnati to Orlando, or wherever, and every time there's an alert, there's a special or a sale on that route from your city to Orlando, you'll get an email. And there's also lots of good tips on there for how to save on your. There's a ton of ways to save on your airfare. Certainly one of them is using credit cards for miles. I use my credit cards all the time for Delta Sky Miles, because Delta's pretty much the airline I fly. Although I have to say, I flew JetBlue for the first time in a long time recently, back in October, going up to Massachusetts. I was impressed.
Wow.
I was impressed. Service was outstanding. Seats were really comfortable. I was impressed. I got the extra legroom seats. They were quite nice.
It's free Wi-Fi too on JetBlue.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's an amazing saving if you're big on having data, because that's where they always get you on airlines. It's crazy how much
the baggage charges. The baggage fees kill me. Baggage fees kill me. And
Yeah.
it's bull. It's bull. They were looking to do that for years, and they couldn't justify it until there was the gas crunch, and the price of gas went through oil went through the roof, and they said, no, we have to charge for this now because oil. So, well, the price of it came back down, and of course those fees never went away.
Yeah,
But that's on one side. On the other side, what has happened is the airlines are now solvent. They were going out of bit. They were all running a deficit for years. So, 6 of one, half dozen of the other. But these websites, like I said, Kayak is what I swear by. Airfare Watchdog I've used for a number of years, and Steve's suggestion for Hipmunk. So save on, use some of those tools to save on your flights. One honorable mention I'm going to make, and it's kind of self-serving, but it's the truth, is in using a travel agent. Now, I am a part owner in Dreams Unlimited Travel, and one of the things that was that when I came up with the business model for it back in 1999, was that I wanted our agents to check constantly to see if there was any discounts or specials that had been released since the client booked. And I cannot tell you over the years how much money we have saved clients. And it's a great day when one of the agents gets to send an email to a client and say, listen, I just found same resort, same room, same dates for X number of dollars cheaper.
That's awesome.
And the client didn't have to do anything. That is not an uncommon story. And certainly Dreams is not the only travel agency that does that. We were the first, at least in the Disney-centric agencies. I know, because there was nobody else around when I was doing it, when I came up with it. Now I'm getting arrogant. But yeah, no, there's some pride there. There's some pride there that we come up with that in 1999. But that's another way that if you don't have the time to scour the internet, if you don't have the time to do a lot of these things and a lot of these tips and tricks that we just outlined, a good, knowledgeable Disney travel agent is going to know that stuff. So that's
I'll just add on to that. I think making a Disney vacation now can feel like a full-time job for someone, and so having a travel agent to help you through that is big. I think a lot of people now assume in the age of the internet is, I can do it. I book my own Southwest flight, so I can book a Disney. Well, no, it's like way more complicated and way more detailed. So,
well, I'll tell you something. The crap I took back in 1999 when we launched Dreams with that as being one of our selling points is that we'll do the discount checking. Other travel agents were mortified. You're cutting into your commission. Yeah, but okay, but we are, because we're getting less commission. We get our commission from Disney, so you pay the same price with a travel agent that you would pay if you went through Disney Direct. It's just you have this other person, this expert helping you with it. But my feeling was, and it turned out to be right, that the minute we reach out to a client and say, we just saved you $500 on your vacation and you didn't have to do anything, you're going to be a client for life. Mm-hmm. And that's exactly what happened. So, that's the idea behind that business model. But I just wanted to throw that in as an aside, a little plug, dreamsunlimitedtravel.com. All right, so those are our 5 best tips to save money on your next Walt Disney World vacation. The gift card discounts at Target, using Amazon Prime to get sodas, bottled water, and snacks delivered to your hotel, leaving out the park hopper option on your passes, buying some merchandise before you go, or going to Uniqlo at Disney Springs to get some awesome Disney and Star Wars t-shirts for a lot less than you're paying in the parks. And look for deals on airlines by using sites like Kayak.com, Hipmunk.com, and AirfareWatchdog.com. And Dreams Unlimited Travel. So that is going to do it for this episode of The Best and Worst of Walt Disney World. We hope you enjoyed it. We'll see you again next week with another episode. Have a great week, everybody.